So we'll do it the way it is. So hi everybody. For those who don't know me, my name is Petri Diamant. I'm an awareness artist for endangered species, and I'm sitting next to Eco Warrior, plastic warrior, of no changing the plastic industry in South Africa. Sonja Ray from Plus Packaging. Sonja, hello.
Hello, my darling. It is wonderful to be here with you. I'm loving this space.
Yeah, I'm so happy that I connected with you, and I'm so happy that we're online. And it's going to be different because I want to look at her, but I know that we have to look at you guys. I'm very, very thankful that you answered my call at 5 o'clock in the morning, and you know that I saw you 3 days ago, and now it's 3 days ahead, and here we are sitting, you know, at my place, and we're going to talk about this plastic thing. We're going to just a few things before we get into it, because I tend to speak a lot. We're going to touch on 100% biodegradable and what the word biodegradable means. It's almost like the word organic, but then there's so many phases in that. So I call that the loopholes, the gray areas, you know, and I'm very black and white, as you can see. So we're also very black and white today. So let's just get to the point and mention what needs to be mentioned so that you guys can go out there and be informed and educated on buying the right products and not the harmful products. Then we're going to speak about biodegradable, and then we're going to speak about Sonja's bags, and those are compostable biodegradable.
Correct.
And she drinks it.
Absolutely.
She drinks it as well. So it's good for your plants, it's good for everything. So Sonja, where do I want to start with you? First of all, I want to say that you look beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, as do you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Let's talk about the journey, how you got into the plastic industry. First, explain to me, you know, your background and how you got into it.
Okay, so I'll look at the camera.
Yes.
So I studied I did fine art at school, and then I studied graphic design way back in the 80s. And I was in the printing industry for many years as a graphic designer, old-fashioned typesetter, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Loved the industry. And then in 2001, my late husband, myself, and my son, who was 3 at the time, we immigrated to England, started a new life, and we moved to the Cotswolds, and it was beautiful. And because I didn't live in London, I lived in a village, not too big, not too small, probably the size of Worcester, as in Worcester here, not Worcester there, which is up the road. Anyway, there wasn't really a print trade there. So being the granddaughter and daughter of good Afrikaner cooks, I landed up in the catering industry. I started working at pubs, and then I landed in the catering industry. And I must keep this short, but
no, let's talk about it, because I think it's so valuable to hear the story, as in how we end up in industries that we think we don't belong in, and then we create a change. So no, let's
exactly.
tell it.
I landed up making bureau course for 150 to 250 kids a day in England. Which they loved.
Yeah.
I used to make Cape chutney chickens and boboties, and I actually won School Cook of the Year on a bobotie recipe, and loved my job. And what was really nice is my son at the time was young, so he was primary school age, and I could work the term time with him and do the cooking, and then go home. And I would be almost a stay-home mom with him, because we used to go to school together. So that was lovely. And of course, I get paid school holidays, so it was wonderful. And then he went off to high school, and always having been an artist and studied art, the bug bit to start drawing and painting again. And quite a long story, but I started drawing wildlife, fine wildlife, and I got better and better, and became a hyper-realistic wildlife artist. So started exhibiting in the UK with wildlife art, lions, elephants, all that. Loved it. And then in 2011, tragically, my husband died, and I stayed in the UK for another year, but I needed to come home because I was devastated. So I came back to Cape Town and wasn't quite sure what I was going to do with my life. You know, I was sort of mid-40s and a bit lost.
You know, it's so intense to be at that age and feel it, right?
Yes, it was.
It's like, I mean, could we not ask this when we were 18?
Exactly. So I had to come back to Cape Town, but at least I was home where I'd grown up. I'd grown up in the southern suburbs of Cape Town, and I just had to sort of feel my way around. Anyway, I think I'd been here a year or two when I met a very nice chap, and won't go too much into that, but yeah, we started seeing each other, and he happened to be, he had just moved from Pretoria, and he was managing a plastic manufacturer in Woodstock, and he's one of the most well-respected plastic extruder manufacturers in the country.
Yes,
and I knew nothing about the plastic industry. And then one day he said, no, they're printing a job and da-da-da-da. And I said, well, I'm a graphic designer, I know printing. And I think he said, don't you want to go see one of my clients? They need a logo, da-da-da. And with that, I started working for him, doing the graphic design. So I came in from the graphic design industry, and before it was magazines, printing, business cards, letterheads, and suddenly now I'm making logos for carrier bags.
Yeah.
So this was probably 2013. No, sorry, I lied. Yeah, where are we now? I'm confused. It was
some time ago.
Like 2013, 2014. So I was working in the plastic, and I found it fascinating. I didn't know how you make plastic. I knew nothing about it. So that's based in carrier bags.
Yes. Yes. And I want to add something to your story, because I've given her a glass of wine prior to this.
Just a little wine.
Just a glass of wine so we can get into it. So Sonja is very spiritual, and very loves the earth, loves animals, very, very spiritual. So we're all coming from this point is we just want earth to be safe and the environment to be safe. So for you, it was quite challenging to be in the plastic industry with your spirituality. And you were questioning that, right?
Yes, I was questioning it. I couldn't understand what I was doing in the plastic industry. It didn't make sense to me. And look, then I think 2014, 2015, the push against plastics wasn't as big, but I was aware, that, but it was growing and growing and growing. And as things progressed, I moved on. We had a separate company. And in time, my business partner decided that we had to find an alternative to plastic. And he went on holiday to Bali and found this amazing bag.
So I have the bag.
The one that's all over YouTube and all that.
I'm more just
the famous
assistant.
Bag.
Yes, I'm more just the assistant. So this is the one that's on YouTube. And it's the famous bag, and this comes from Indonesia.
From Indonesia.
Yes. And what is in this bag? It says cassava. Let me read. It says eco-friendly bag made from cassava starch, earth-friendly, biodegradable, compostable, non-toxic, possible, oral toxicity. For some reason, I can't say that. and then some other name as well. Supermarket. I am not plastic. This is revolutionary.
Yes, so this is the bag that everybody saw first, where the guy put it in boiling water and I think it's quite a black background.
Yeah.
This is the bag.
Okay, it's amazing. We love this bag.
So we love this bag.
We love this bag. It's so sexy.
This is the first sexy bag.
So
real
sexy.
I mean, this cassava bag.
Yeah, cassava is sexy.
Yeah, it's very sexy.
Okay.
So that was the bag.
Yeah, so then you guys discovered this bag. You came back to South Africa.
Correct. And we could see what was happening in the plastic industry. Yeah. The raw plastic prices up and down, and it's getting harder and more challenging to produce good quality plastic. There's just issues with plastic, which is quite ingewikkeld.
Yeah, ingewikkeld. It's complicated.
Yeah.
So it's complicated, but so what's the issue with plastic? It's toxic. It's pollutant. It literally is choking our oceans. It's ending up in all kinds of wildlife, from bird life to land life to water animals. Just for instance, I saw a video the other day where they were taking like plastic, like plastics like this out of an elephant. And I thought, I
know, and whales, that's fun.
Whales, it's just the plastic problem. I mean, if you don't know about the plastic situation on Earth, then you're not from this planet, or you haven't been taking notice, or you've been really fortunate to live in a different dimension. But we see the plastic, and, as a consumer, which we are, let's face it, we go to the store, we buy something depending on the amount of time that we have, if we even do our own buying. Because most of us have buying where we do somewhere else. And I mean, the area where I stay, we don't have the local market.
Correct.
So everything,
I'm lucky I do, yeah.
Yeah, everything is in plastic. Everything comes in plastic. So you really have to, am I going to, you know, like decantering before you have to go to festivals, and I'm going to de-plastic now at the counter before I leave the shop, or what's the alternative, you know?
You know what?
So the plastic problem is big, it's massive, it's huge, and you know, we have plastic in us.
We do. We've got plastic particles.
Yeah.
So it's coming from the fish. You know, it's so interesting, and we've got to look at it from the point of view of there hasn't been a development in biodegradable alternatives to plastics worldwide for long enough. I mean, they should have started working on this 30, 40 years ago.
Oh, they should have never started.
But it's obviously the power of the big petroleum giants. And now, so we've almost have solved the carrier bag problem. So number one, you're going to use your cloth bag, or your recycle bag.
Yes.
Number two, you go to the shop. Oh, I forgot my bags. It happens to me. It all happens to all of us. So you go to the shop and they don't have paper. So you've got paper, which is fine.
But we don't want to cut down the trees.
We don't want to cut down the trees, and it's a bigger carbon footprint. And now we've got cassava starch.
Yeah.
So.
And now we got cassava starch. So that was my cue. Was that my cue?
Yeah, that's your cue.
That was and I'm going to hold this up a few times so that you can see what this bag looks like. Okay. No. What does it say?
No more plastic.
No more plastic. 100% biodegradable, and then it has the details at the bottom as well. I hope they can read it.
It's back to front.
Yes. So we'll do it like this as well, so that you can read. No more plastic. Okay. This bag feels. It feels sexy. It feels amazing. It feels gentle.
It feels like latex.
Yes, it feels actually like it does. It does feel like latex, but a good kind of latex. If you're gonna talk sexy bags,
let's just be honest. It feels like latex.
It does feel like latex. Yes.
Soft latex.
It does. I didn't want to say it, you know,
it's all right.
because then I think about it, but it really does think, and it's really sexy. Okay, so. As opposed to another bag that we're going to discuss, that I can't show you the bag, but okay. So now we're in Cape Town. Now you're making these bags and you're dedicating your life. Okay, it's 5 years down the line. You're in Cape Town. You have your factory up. You've got your machines coming in. You're dedicating your life to solving the plastic problem, and you run into the following problems.
Okay, so
because we know the plastic problem is a problem, but now there's the biodegradable big problem.
Okay, so when a year ago when I had to do the artwork for the bags, I'll be honest, I hadn't looked into the big biodegradability umbrella as I have now. I've literally done it for 6 months, looked into it, and I really should have branded my bag compostable, not biodegradable. So this biodegradable umbrella, I didn't realize, which I now know, covers oxo-degradable, which is plastic with an additive in it, which I had no idea about it. I thought the word biodegradable meant biodegradable, but actually,
we don't know.
I'm not a scientist.
We don't know what that means.
No, I'm not a scientist. Okay. And if something biodegrades with all these big words like anaerobic, aerobic, and all this, and I'm trying to understand it all, which I'm pretty good at now, because that's all I do. I don't actually have a social life, guys.
Yeah, I don't either.
Nothing. That's what I do. I go to bed with manuals.
So here I am. I'm not in the plastic industry. Biodegradable to me was something that just breaks up into smaller plastic bits, and that was still a problem for me. I was still crying at night about, you know, these smaller bits of plastic going in everywhere, because now I had to worry about not only it being in the environment, but I had to worry about, you know, am I going to drink something and then that's going to put plastic into my body? Am I going to eat something and there's going to be plastic in that? Which, by the way, there is if you're eating certain species. But that's a whole another thing, right? So you didn't know, and
I didn't know,
and I don't know. You know, that was my understanding of biodegradable, and then there's the various levels of it.
Yeah, there's the different.
And here you make your bag, and it's actually compostable.
It's a compostable plant starch bag.
Yeah,
it's no plastic.
Yeah, so that's the. Guys, this is the next step, okay? That's like the ultimate step, okay? Like the ultimate step is that we don't use any bags, but the ultimate step is that this bag, you know, that we can consume it.
You can drink it.
You can drink it.
You can eat it if you
really bit, like, yeah, if you really
wanted to.
If you were into eating cassava bags, but this is the next step. So your bag was so much more better.
Yes, our bag is a natural totally non-toxic, made from plant starch biofill, and it's compostable. So like I explained, which I think I was cutting out a lot in the last interview.
Yes.
Compostable is usually supposed to be within 6 months, but that is at optimum conditions. So it's got to be at sort of 60 odd degrees. Now, not all of us have got that composter. It doesn't matter. Even if it did take 2 years, it's not, I'm not trying to fake it. The truth is it's about the temperatures. So if you put a whole lot of potato peels in your composter and your composter was cold and didn't have the right conditions, in 6 months you might still find those potato peels. Same as my bag. But it's not going to leach into the environment. And like I said, if you want to get rid of my bag after you've used it 5 or 10 times, because you can, just pour boiling water on it, and it's just going to disintegrate into starch, starchy water, and then throw that in. So this cutoff of 6 months, with the testing and the laboratories, they do it at optimum conditions. That's what's important. When they do this testing, that's what they test the bag at those temperatures. Now your garden composter might not be at those temperatures. So because if it's not degraded in 6 months, doesn't mean to say it's not the real deal. It's just you haven't composted your bag at what the test results are.
So for me, ultimately, the bag, I would use, if this is my bag, which I now vowed, I would have on me everywhere I go, so that I can tell people about it, because that's my personality. Because I'm quite crazy, and this plastic thing is making me crazy. The way that I would dispose of it is I would use it, and then if I by accident put something wet in it and I can see, okay, now it's going, then I will just completely dissolve it into water and not drink it, but put it into my garden. But even maybe drink it if it's good for me, if I'm feeling a little bit like I need some starch. But I'm too hectic on my weight at the moment. I'm like, no starch for me. Maybe we could.
I do banting.
Yes.
But I don't do starch really.
No. So now we have the biodegradable. Let's just talk about the biodegradable. So everybody knows now that your bag is compostable. You can consume it, and I mean, guys, like we wouldn't swallow plastic if somebody even paid us to do it.
Exactly. But I say if you accidentally swallow some in my bag, you're gonna be fine.
You're gonna be so fine. In fact, you're gonna be so sexy fine. Okay, you're gonna feel like you're strong, like you've just had like a can of spinach. You're gonna be like, what is that Popeye? It's gonna be amazing.
If you accidentally ingested it.
Accidentally, okay.
If you slipped and it fell in your mouth.
If you slipped in it, exactly. So because the problem is like the consumerism is just the biggest lie.
Exactly.
The biggest problem.
This is my bandstand. This is where I'm coming from, guys. I'm talking about South Africa now. There are a lot of biodegradable products coming in. And please, just because it says biodegradable doesn't mean to say it's biodegradable. It's really, really important. There's a lot of plastic flooding in that has got an additive, an ECM additive. That's the one I know, but there might be others as well. That is plastic with this additive.
So explain to us what this additive is. Explain to us what exactly.
So this additive was developed in America, but obviously there are some in Europe as well. And I must just add, they fall under the oxo-degradable plastic umbrella. And they have been banned in America, Canada, and now also in Europe. I think yesterday or today they've just banned oxo-degradable. So that is plastic with an additive that breaks the plastic down in sunlight or there's different conditions.
It activates it, and then
that activates
basically
this
breaks,
enzyme, which breaks it down. Now that is not, they claim that it's not petroleum anymore, that within 5 years, the petroleum-based, plastic-based bag magically is not plastic. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry, because this is really important. Guys, please listen to this. If there was an additive that turned petroleum into an organic thing, the whole world would be using it, wouldn't they? Because then every plastic product would have it in, because then it would solve our plastic problem. So why is the rest of the world not using it? Because if that additive did what it said, we would all jump onto it.
And I think, I think it's safe to say that if 3 countries have banned it now, then this is not good, then the rest of the world really needs to follow. And something that I said to you when we were drinking wine was that, you know, everything that ends up as a byproduct, as a toxic product, will get used and will get put into a consumer product for companies to make money. Everything on this planet has been turned into a commodity, and why not turn this into a commodity as well? Okay, whether it's a word, whether it's a product, whether it's whatever it is, everything, you know, there's money in everything here on planet Earth. Okay, this is just the way that the system works, in which we're saying, if the system, we're gonna do a new system, and we're gonna take care of the planet first. Okay, and this is how we do it.
We need to go back.
We need to go back.
We need to go back to go forward.
Yes. Yeah.
We need to simplify.
Yes.
We need to think.
Yes. Yeah.
We need to take time.
Yes.
We can't have everything now because there's a cost involved with that.
Yeah.
So
and don't fall for the biodegradable name
at all.
Period. Just
because if something feels like plastic, not latex, if it feels plasticky, it's going to be crinkly.
It's going to be like, I'm not going to show you, but it's going to be like that.
Yes, it's going to feel like plastic and sound like plastic.
Yes.
And it will probably say additive added. Yes. That is plastic.
Yes. And then I'm going to cover this, but you'll see on the bags, is there a prerequisite that they have to mention the product in it?
Well, they do. They actually put this ECM additive on this bag.
So it's an ECM additive. And it's also, what's the trademark?
It's trademark. It's ECM biofilms.
Educate yourselves.
Yeah, and that is on the bags.
Yes.
This is very important. It's not illegal in South Africa.
It's not illegal here. Let's make it illegal. So let's get the lawyers and the I don't say doctors. But let's get the lawyers and the activists active on this, okay? I know there's so many things that we have to fight on this planet. I mean, Lord knows there's so many things that we have to fight. But choose your battles, okay? And this is whether you're for humans, whether you're for animals, whether you're for the planet, this thing has to be fought, okay?
Because this is called greenwashing. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Greenwashing.
This is greenwashing at its best, or its worst, whatever you want to say. Yeah. It's greenwashing, and there's a lot of this going on. Also with straws, there's a lot of straws coming in, plastic straws that are saying biodegradable.
Yes, and
I've got photos this morning of proper plastic straws saying biodegradable.
Yes.
So those could have an enzyme. Yes. And then the other big thing which you must talk about is PLA straws, which is polylactic acid, which is completely petroleum free, and that's cornstarch. That is cornstarch composite.
Yeah, I think my art is made from the PLA.
Yes, your art's made from PLA.
So yay!
That's really good.
Yeah. So guys, so a name, the biodegradable name, the 100% biodegradable name. Okay, really check the product before you buy it. Okay, and then another thing is, don't go for cost when it comes at the cost of everything else, okay? If her bags cost more, which hopefully if people buy it, it will cost less.
It will come down in time.
Yes,
it will come down in time. But see, our raw material, and I'm very transparent, our raw material we're not yet making in South Africa, but we will be in time.
Yes.
But we manufacture it here. But you know, plastic is a raw material, the pellet, and so is ours. But ours is obviously a plant starch raw material. So we will be doing that at the moment. And the other thing is, which I must also tell everybody, we are still doing a small amount of plastic. We're doing a very good quality plastic bag, and I don't want anyone to say, "Oh, she's still doing plastic." So we are transitioning from plastic manufacture to cassava manufacture, but I don't do cheap rubbish bags. I don't do those throwaway thin. We're still manufacturing.
So here's one of her bags. Okay, so now this bag is not
plastic.
Yeah, this is plastic, but this is not biodegradable.
No, this is a non-biodegradable virgin LD plastic boutique bag. So this is not a single-use bag. This is a bag you can use over and over and over.
And over and over and over. Actually, you should just have this one bag and gift it to somebody,
yes,
and they should give you.
It's a gift bag. So we make different colored gift bags because if you go onto Plus Packaging or you dig it out, I don't want you to say, "Oh, she does plastic." Yes, we do. We've always done plastic, and eventually we will go from doing these gift bags, which are really nice quality, no cheap. And also, these are very recyclable.
Yeah.
And I know recyclability is a big subject, but these can be easily recycled. There's no additives in this plastic. There's no recycled material. This is 100% virgin.
Okay, so then again, when it comes back to the recycling, reusing, reducing, recycle, reusing, then this is still a good bag.
this is still fine, and this can be recycled quite a few times still.
Okay.
But I'm quite aware of that. I understand the reduce, reuse, and rethink. And I also, there's a circular economy thing that's going on, which is we're moving away from recyclability in the future to circular economy, which is if you're going to make something, it's going to be reused many times.
It's going to come full circle and again and again and again. Like
absolutely. So that's, but we've obviously in time, when I say time, a couple of years, we will obviously phase this out. But I have a business and I've got to move from one product to another, and there's an interim period.
But I think, you know, the important thing here is not that you're still making this. The important thing is that you're educating yourself, that you're looking at your bags, that you're being transparent, that you're saying, okay, well, we still have these, we make them, they can be recycled a few times. Okay, that's in other words, what does that mean? That they can take it, put it into pellets, reuse it, put it into pellets, reuse it, put it into pellets, reuse it. Okay, and then eventually maybe do something else with it.
I'm going to stop you.
She's making the transition. Yes,
I am. I'm going to stop you.
Yes, you can.
Because we've really got to understand we can only reuse a certain amount of times, guys. Even with my bags, and it's going to go to landfill.
Yeah,
and we've got to be honest about this.
I'm so happy that you're saying that, because
it's going to go. It doesn't matter if we reduce and reuse plastic over and over and over, but eventually, what happens is. You have to add virgin, and then the quality of plastic degrades.
Yeah.
So eventually, but you know what? There are developments. That's not all bad news. The building bricks are going to be developed, which I think is a fabulous idea.
Yes.
So
and the
making
that are
bricks,
developed,
roads. So we've got to move away from taking our recycled product that can't be recycled anymore and putting it in landfill to putting it in something good, something like a building brick. Which is starting to happen, roads. And, you know, a lot of people have got opinions on these things, but we're moving forward, and that's the good thing.
Yes. And we have a question. So that's amazing. Thank you so much for saying that, because I think it's so important to tell people also, you know, that your roads, the bricks, everything.
And we're going to develop exciting products. It's going to happen.
They should have called Earth the plastic Earth, but let's just call Earth Mother Earth Gaia, right? So leave questions. So, Wunderbeard, Wunderbad. Beautiful. Hi! Will we see a solution where bags will be available in many sizes and formats? Also elaborate on base colors, printing, and branding on the cassava bags.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's fine.
Hi.
Okay, so absolutely. Do you want to do quickly the colors, the printing, the branding on the cassava bags?
Yes. So the bags we've got at the moment were just the start of, it's called a stock bag, which we had made, and they come in. So there are bags like these plastic bags. Obviously, this isn't the cassava. But this is called a boutique bag. So it's the bag with a cutout handle. So in the cassava, I've got these in small, medium, and large. So I think small's it's a square bag without a handle. It's got the cutout handle. So I have those in 220 by 300, 300 by 400, and 400 by 500. So small, medium, and large. And then the carrier, which is the handle bag, I've got in small, which is 260. By 540, and then the bigger one is 300 by 540. But once we start manufacturing, which is within days, we start extruding, then yes, we can make them in all different colors, and we can print on the bag, and the ink will be a food grade ink.
Yes, because we want to drink it. Yeah. We want to eat it, drink it, and sexy with it. This is beautiful. Okay, so the second question, also from Wunderbad, I love this, is a good buying experience includes nice looking packaging. It's quite important, so options are quite important. Yes, it is important.
Very important.
We live in a very aesthetic world. Things are beautiful.
It's got to be gorgeous.
Things appeal. And on that note, let's just quickly talk about this, because you know, this whole, thank you so much for raising that question. Thank you so much.
Our first bags weren't that big. We're going to get this.
Yeah, no. So, I mean, but also I think as investors come on board, you know.
Yes, we're custom made. We can custom make.
Yes, that's invest, okay, into this woman. So this is something that feels almost like
my bag,
but not as sexy, okay.
So it's similar feel, latex.
Yes, but this is ugly. So this is a balloon, and I've picked it up on the beach, and it has 100 of of these sparkles in it. Okay, so people, moms, and everybody that thinks it's cute to buy the shit, okay, I'm calling it shit because it is what it is.
It's shit.
Look, I love sparkles. I love anything that like twinkles and sparkles, and then I'm like an ostrich. I want to just have it, or like a crow. I just want, you know, it has to be mine. I mean, you know, Pietro Diamant, come on. So anything that's pretty, I like it. Okay, but you know what's even more beautiful is just to have a beautiful plant at your event. Just a christening, just a beautiful, beautiful plant. You know, I mean, let's just move away from these balloons and look what's in this. Okay, all this sparkly stuff. And you know where I picked this bag up? It was swimming on the sort of like, you know, in the ocean, on the beach, and I had to walk with it, and then I had to undo it because now I want to use it in my art, and I want to, you know, show people this is where your bag comes from, and I picked it up.
This is not this. I don't think
it's biodegradable.
No, not even. Let's not even say that word.
Yeah.
This film.
Yeah.
This is the same film they use in crisp packets. Yeah. The same South Africa chip packets.
Yeah, the chips packets. Yeah. The
this
food.
Just does not degrade.
Yeah.
Well, from what the information I've seen is hangs around for almost forever.
Forever.
This foil, the silver foil.
I mean, it's all nice and pretty that you want this balloon full of helium and it's now floating there, and you know it looks so pretty. But just stop it. Okay. Stop it.
Get over it.
Just stop it. Really, just stop it. Go buy a tree.
And then also just remember the Chinese lanterns. You know the paper Chinese lanterns?
Oh my God, yes, of course.
But now they've got metal.
Yes, and I'm guilty of that as well, because when they came out, I mean, I lit them. I was like, Mom, look at this. And then I nearly burned the neighbors something down. But, you know, I fell for that.
Yeah, you know, they've got some metal bits, and then that can land up in the sea, and that's very dangerous.
So to get back to the plastic,
keep it simple.
Let's not continue our, you know, our old habits. Okay, let's just buy good products, pay more for that product, and make sure that it doesn't end up in a cow or in a bird or in the elephant or in your dog or in your body or in your child. I mean, the bottles that we use. The thing, you know,
keep it simple.
Keep it simple. Okay. So for people that want to support you, because it's so important, right? You know, we have the aesthetic side of it. People want to make things pretty. Yes, we get that. Okay, but you know that saying, it comes from the heart, is more important than
absolutely
than your wrapper or whatever you put around your. I mean, just keep it simple. You know, just
you know.
I don't know. Can I just like pull my face like? Just pull my face
you know,
like
you
this.
guys got to wrap. If you want to wrap a present, use brown paper, cheap brown paper that you wrap text school books with, or a plain paper bag, and just like take a pen and draw some stuff on it. Keep it simple, people.
Yeah.
Don't, you know, bling is beautiful, really pretty,
but ugly
but
when
at the
we pick it
expense
up.
of the planet.
But ugly when we pick it up, and ugly when our animals are choking, and ugly when our birds are dropping from the sky.
Exactly, but it's not beautiful. You've got to keep it simple.
Yeah, at least this they can eat, right? So Cassava is big in Mozambique. Is the final goal to bring the technology over to manufacture in South Africa. Thanks, ladies. Great chat. Nice to have a solid connection this time around. Oh. Thank you.
It feels much better.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I do feel okay, you have to answer that. Do you want me to read it again?
Yes, that's where we're aiming.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You're spot on.
Yeah, amazing. So people want to import your bags, but they are, you know, looking at competitors that are not maybe as pricey. And now they feel, but I have to deliver. And they're going to choose this other bag with the additive.
Please don't, guys.
Please don't.
I'll actually I'll make a big statement here.
Ta-da! Yes.
If you're going to buy plastic, buy good quality plastic.
Like this.
No. Oh. Plastic. Yes. As in, that's not plastic. Okay.
Yes.
Buy plastic.
Yes, yours is this.
Sorry.
Yes.
Buy good quality plastic that can be recycled.
Yes.
Okay. Don't buy added fake plastic, because that will enter the recycling stream and potentially will contaminate good quality plastic. Do you understand? So if it gets in, I can't prove it, but what I've read is those additives degrade all the plastic that's going to be recycled. You've got to think about that. So if you have to choose plastic, choose good quality virgin plastic that can then go within the recycling chain.
Yes.
And if you don't want to go, then choose a genuine plant starch bag.
Yeah.
Or of course, there's also paper. Paper is there, but obviously it's got a larger carbon footprint.
Yeah, we don't want to do. We just. It's very simple.
It's simple.
Don't buy plastic. Don't buy the paper bags. Just buy the plant starch bags.
Yes, and
let's just make it very simple for everybody. Okay, the plant starch bags are the best bags.
They are the best.
The second one is, if you don't even want to buy that and you just want one bag and you're disciplined enough that you can walk around with that bag and you don't really care, then you use your shopping bag. What is it? The material shopping bags. Okay, I mean I have some of those. Okay, but just don't use the plastic and don't use the paper bags. Okay, keep the trees growing and stop the animals from choking. Okay, I don't know, make up your own sort of like whatever will remind you.
I've got a great tip.
Yes.
When I go to the shops, and I do sometimes forget bags. I did it yesterday. I asked the shop for a box. They've always got boxes, so I put my groceries in the box.
Yeah.
Because they've got to then get rid of their boxes.
Yes.
And they're quite happy sometimes to give you a box.
Yeah.
So that's,
even if you have to wait.
Yeah, I just wait for it. I said, "Do you mind getting me a box?" And I go to the back and
start a conversation about this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if I don't have my own bags, because sometimes, guys, always say, "Oh, didn't you use your own bags?" Do you know what? I'm always giving my bags out as samples, and often I won't have one with me in my car. Just the day when I need to go and do some groceries, then I ask for a box.
So here's another thing. Okay, it's not just. So we've spoken about the fact that very important. A couple of things that have come to me now. Okay, is we tend to think that it's the larger organizations, the larger corporations that, and it is in a large sense that they were the ones, providing the packaging and people were going there consuming, buying the packaging, right? But they are looking at this. So the problem now lies with the packaging companies selling the packaging to smaller businesses. Talk about that, please.
Yes. So what's happening is, I chatted with Petra the other day, and she was saying, big guys. I said, actually, what's happening with these fake bags? There's a lot of smaller packaging companies, I suppose, in South Africa and Cape Town,
all over the world,
all over, that are buying fake biodegradable products and then distributing them to the public that don't actually know the difference.
Yeah.
And they've honestly got a duty of care to make sure that if they're going to distribute a biodegradable product, that they have the certifications, that they know for a fact. Because you can't expect somebody that's just wants to go to the shop and buy some bio cups or straws to have the time. We're busy people. So if you've got a company, and I say there is only one company I know in Cape Town, that, am I allowed to mention that company?
Of course.
There's Green Home and Ottery. They check every single product that they stock. They make sure the certifications are correct. They put it in their worm compost or their worm farm. They check it. They do all the checks before they will stock that product.
Yeah.
And if you're a packaging company that has got biodegradable packaging, it's your duty. Diligence.
Okay.
Due diligence.
And it's almost like an obligation that you have, okay, not just to people, but to this planet, to not sell shit.
Don't sell shit to the public. It's not fair. They don't know the difference. And it's called greenwashing. And you're taking their money, and sometimes they're going to pay more for a biodegradable product. And they're making the right choice.
Yes.
And you're selling them something fake.
Yeah. And also the thing is, guys, there's everything that has a name to it, whether it's vegan, whether it's organic, whether it's bio-friendly, whether it's biodegradable, whether it's whatever. Okay, you pay for that name.
You pay.
So you as the consumer, for instance, me, I go to, let's say, So Named, that we mentioned earlier, who sells this bag that we showed to people like me.
Correct.
And I go and I see 100% biodegradable. It's going to be amazing. And I buy it and I give it to my clients.
And you feel good because you've paid a little bit more and you've made the right choice.
But in effect, I actually lost, and my clients are losing, and more so the earth's losing, right?
Hence my crying video the other day, because I figured that out and I was so upset that me and other people are doing so much work to get the public to make the right choice about buying biodegradable, so they feel good, and then you sell them, you know who you are, you sell them something that's fake, that is deplorable. That is, I can't tell you how angry I am.
So we really, coming back to the spiritual side of things, okay? We really have to be accountable for what we do, okay? And we cannot tick everything off against the dollar, okay? If the plant starch bags Okay, if this product costs you 1 rand, 2 rand more, get it. Okay, because it's not going to cost a life.
Correct.
It's not going to break down and end up in you, your water, your food. And that is where it ends up. Biodegradable for me has always just been, it breaks out into smaller bits. And I can tell you now from all the research, the documentaries, the conversations that I've had, the articles that I've read, you know, plastic is everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
You
It's
know how much
found
we
in the
produce?
teeniest, tiniest, smallest organisms that people haven't even discovered yet, and they discover these animals, and they have plastic in them.
Do you know how much we've produced since 1950?
Please tell me.
8,900 billion metric tons.
I mean, that's shameful. You know, as somebody who's part of the human. I'm like, I mean, can you just see, like, I can't even look at the screen.
8,900 or 8.9 billion metric tons, of which 79% is allegedly in landfill.
Yeah, and that's another
79% is within the earth.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's disgusting. There's just no other way to put it. It is disgusting.
Okay, so there's going to be a layer. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, that's fine.
There's going to be a layer at the bottom of the ocean that will be known as the plastic era, because in a couple of thousand years' time, when they take those core samples, or maybe 3,000-4,000 years, they'll go, oh, look, there's the plastic era, because those bits of microplastics in the ocean are dropping. So I did a talk at the Ocean Summit last week, Wednesday, and Dr. Marcus Erickson from the Five Gyres Institute in California gave us a talk. It was incredible. So what's actually happening, and this is really important as well, the oceans actually clean themselves. So the microplastics drop to the ocean bed, and the rest eventually spews out on beaches. Now, this is really important, guys. I think you missed it the other day. We have to reduce our plastic by 20% a year over the next 10 years consecutively. So every year, another 20%. Because if we don't, the oceans will stop cleaning itself, it will stop breathing, oceans will die.
And then we die.
And then we die. That's it. It's that simple. We have to, and petroleum is, but the petroleum have invested their futures to increase plastic production by 40% over the next 10 years. Did you know that?
Crazy.
That is crazy. So you know what, guys, I'm not asking
you to... Take the petrol, but leave the chemical, okay?
Do you know what, like, we have to do our best, and we can't. I'm not saying to you guys, you know, my shampoo, I like my
plastic. Scraps that you use on your skin, plastic. Things that you buy to clean your clothes with, your, what do you call it, the detergents, plastic. There's plastic in there.
You know what?
The stuff that you
food packaging.
Plastic. Oh my god. Okay. So as much as we want to say it's the retailers, which it is, it's the consumers. Okay, because if you go to a shop and you are consciously buying food for your family, and you are consciously thinking, how am I going to dispose of the packaging? And you are consciously, okay, putting your money into an organization, okay, or giving your money to an organization, or like the grocer, or the wherever you spend your money, okay. We have to change our ways.
We have to, and it has to be
your responsibility as a buyer, as a consumer, it's your responsibility as a buyer and a consumer to say, no more. I do not want to buy this rice in this bag anymore. I do not want to buy this cool drink in this bag or this packaging anymore. I do not, and I just drink water anyway.
Aluminium cans, by the way. You guys know that aluminium's fine. It's endlessly recyclable, and glass. Endlessly recyclable. And people are going to go, oh, it's fine. So there's a certain brand of which I drink, nothing, whatever, good stuff. But I buy it in a can. It costs me more, but aluminium can get recycled very easily. And as far as I know, it's not so bad.
And it starts with innovation.
Just choosing.
Just choose differently. If you do not have that market, for instance, me, I mean, I tried it. I tried putting up a market here. It didn't work. But anyway, maybe next year. But try it, like it's gonna take a little bit more of your time to have the whole
20%. We're just asking you to reduce your plastic by 20% a year, and that's not a lot. That's just thinking. If I buy mayonnaise, choose it in a glass jar instead of a plastic jar. If you buy, I'm trying to think.
This is how I do it. Okay. So I'm vegan. I don't eat meat. I don't eat animals. Animals are my friends. So whenever I see chips, let's say I feel like eating crisps. Okay. Then first of all, okay, now I know that comes in a bag, but I really want that chips. Then I'm like, oh, okay, but let me see what's behind it. Is there palm oil in there? Is there what is on there? Because once I see palm oil in something, then I just think, oh my God, orangutan, elephant, monkeys, kids that can't breathe. So this is how how my awareness works. Same thing with the plastic. Nowadays, I fight with people who give me everything in plastic. I'm like, please, can you just keep it? Everywhere I go, people already know, don't give me straws. I'm fine to drink out of the glass, or I have my own straw with me. I mean, come on.
Just keep it simple.
Yeah.
But also what's really important, Petra, is that we need innovation. So I've got a friend with a small business that she does nuts and biltong and gifts and that kind of thing. And she really wants to put her products in something organic, something ethical, non-plastic. I don't want to say the B word. Anyway, something compostable. And they are clear bags. But the big retailers will not accept her product in that bag because plastic, a 7-layer film, obviously with food hygiene standards, they've got a certain hygiene level, and there isn't compostable biodegradable products that can fill that need. So we've got this big gap of retail putting specifications onto food producers for their food, for longevity, for food health and hygiene and food safety standards. There aren't products.
Yes, and
that is huge.
Yes.
There aren't, none yet. Maybe there are that I don't know about.
But please email us. If you know of an innovative project or like connect with Sonja or myself.
I've been searching. It's like the Holy Grail. I'm speaking to one of the very big retailers, and they said, well, there's nothing there yet. So we have PLA, polylactic acid, cornstarch, which looks like plastic, very expensive, made overseas, but doesn't always have the right food hygiene standards. I mean, there's this huge gap in the food packaging industry that you've got people that say, I really don't want to put my sandwiches in plastic. I really don't. What do they put them in? You can't do glass, too expensive, too heavy, and also transport costs. So, I want to say there's a lot of eco-activists out there that are saying, no. But you've also got to understand that if you've got a small business, say, making sandwiches and supplying retail, what do you use?
What do you
use? We've got to kind of find the balance of, is that often we attack, but these people maybe want to make the right choice, but there is nothing available. So we need youngsters, we need scientists, we need people to come up with eco-friendly, earth-friendly solutions.
And also, if you don't have the funding to start something, I mean, approach companies like Sonja's. They already have the connection. So come with your idea, approach them, sign the contract, whatever. I don't think you're going to be like certain companies, that's just going to screw people over for lack of a better word.
Absolutely. I will point you in the right direction because I have my product, but worldwide, I do realize there's a huge gap, and I'm not about to go into food packaging. I have my bag, but as a human being, I'm really interested in innovation. I saw food packaging in seaweed films. Now people go, oh my God, you can't, the oceans, but maybe sustainable seaweed or kelp films that are grown in the right conditions, because those are edible, they're marine degradable, and also eco-activists, guys, you've got to work with people, because every time there's an innovation, you get a certain kind of person that goes, it's not earth friendly. We have to work together to find solutions. And if a solution comes up and we beat it down, people are going to give up. So, we need what's the right word?
We just need you to come out
We
and
need
do
to
it.
chat. We need to talk. We need
Yeah.
the scientists to talk to the eco
Yeah.
people and the earth people, and we need to work together.
Yeah.
And you guys have got to be.
Don't be afraid.
Yeah, don't be scared to chat.
Okay, come out with your idea. Come out. It doesn't matter who you are or what you have. Come with your ideas. Speak to them. Let them point you in the right direction. Even work with them. You know, let's get investors. You know, I'm sure you'll be open to expand. You know, the visions going forward and see what can be done. You know,
I'm super interested in this because, and also, what's the word I'm looking for? The word is. People have come up with an idea, don't attack. Talk.
Don't be too critical.
That's the word. Don't be too critical because, you know, the minute I've mentioned kelp, people have got, oh my God, it's going to affect the oceans. Well, now hold on. You know, like maybe there is a solution. Maybe there is this long-term solution for something that can go in the ocean because it comes from the ocean. Maybe something can be grown.
Yeah.
But, you know, we've got to talk about this.
The truth of the matter is that we have already disrupted the biosphere, the ecosystem. We've already done that. Okay. Now we need the generations, the thought leaders, the way showers to come on board and say, okay, well, we're not going to be afraid to bring our idea. We are going to do it. You know, I mean, for instance, me. If it has kept you up night after night after night after night, and you cannot sleep, and it's like turning into a year and the second year, then you are meant to do exactly that.
Exactly, and come up with ideas.
Okay, then you're meant
to of solutions to the pollution.
Yeah,
because you know a lot of us, you know, will attack, but maybe we should think of solutions.
Yes. So think of solutions and go and find the right people. Okay, don't be afraid.
Do research.
Just be the warrior, guardian, steward, and
attack when you need to.
And let us send you these virtual kisses and love so that you can feel inspired to actually take action. So you've now branded your bags as biodegradable. This is going to change.
Yes, we're going to go the compostable route.
Yeah. So this, if you see this,
my bag that says 100% biodegradable, and it feels latexy and smells different. And if you
see something that says 100% biodegradable, okay, do your research. Okay, so she's going to change this from, because she only discovered afterwards.
But I've got lots of these stock bags with this name on. I've got a lot.
Yeah. But it's fine. At least you're going to research, okay? Because it also has her email address on. So if you see primepluspackaging.co.za, then this is hers.
Well, also phone me.
If you see something with 100 biodegradable, I just want to quickly do this.
Now, when you crinkle it, it sounds like plastic.
When you crinkle it, it sounds like... See, this is also 100% biodegradable, but ECM in there, okay? Now, if you do your research, this is not the only additive that they add to these bags. We said this in the beginning of the interview. There are many additives, but ultimately, for me, the ultimate thing is that you really want something that you can consume yourself. Okay, that is really what we want. And this,
if you can eat it, animals can eat it. If we can eat it, it's fine.
Exactly. That's it. So we don't have any more questions. What else is there? Is there something else that you want to say?
Maybe the straws?
Yes, let's talk about the straws, because the straws is the same thing. Then the paper straws come out and we don't want to cut down the trees. So this is, and ultimately, plastic straws is a no.
No.
Paper straws is a no.
Do you think so?
I think so, because then we turn down, and then it's like cutting down the trees, or where does it come from, whatever, okay? Ultimately,
we don't really need straws.
Ultimately, I have my own glass straw, and I forget it at home. Okay, I forget it, but I have my own glass straw. So ultimately, take your straw with you, or just say no, thank you.
Okay.
No, thank you. Or we can talk about the straws that she wants to talk about.
Yeah, so we do have PLA straws available.
Yeah.
There's the polylactic. I don't do them. There's PLA cutlery, and have a look, guys.
Name the companies that are doing the good work. Let's name the companies that are doing the good work, so that you, whether you're in catering or whether you're a mom or
Bonnie Bio have got cornstarch bags, which are fine. I've tested them, and they've got PLA straws, which are fine. I've tested them. And Green Home, I will always say, if a product is in Green Home, it will be fine, because they thoroughly test their products, and they're a highly ethical company. Okay.
So that's Green Home.
Okay.
Green Home.
Okay, so I was just saying, I'm quite happy
to say it.
yeah, because obviously they do cups and cutlery, and they also, which is great, they sell wooden cutlery, which obviously
I have bamboo cutlery.
Your bamboo and wood, they
Yeah,
sell all that there as well.
yeah,
So, you know, I have my bags, and I will point you in the right direction to go where to get the good stuff.
Yes.
And I'm sure there are other companies, but I'm not sure. You know, what I've seen
Let's
myself.
go with who we trust, because we want to. Because also the information that I want to give to people is, you know, like we want to be able to build that relationship and trust people. Not and like it says 1,000%.
Thank you for the 1,000%. I like that. 1,000% biodegradable.
You got something that started before an A. It was before an A. It was like a God particle. You know, it's like the beginning. It's like that essence, that pure, true essence. Something else that I wanted to say to bring back to the whole party thing, where with our, is it possible? Do you think it's possible to make balloons and stuff in this? I don't. What would it take? Maybe you scientists out there,
maybe,
or the little person.
I'll say maybe.
Yeah. What would it take for you to work with her to bring out, you know, all the stuff that we use for decor, that we want things to look pretty with, like the balloon that I showed, you know, with the shit in it. What would it take for something like that to happen? That also when it flies up with your helium, okay.
Why do we need that?
But people want it, you know. But what would it take then for something like that to come on board, until people just see the natural beauty, until you can just look at the water and it's beautiful?
I don't know, because I'm not a scientist.
Yeah.
But maybe there are clever scientists that have a formula. Our bag is quite a stretchy, but helium, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea. I just want to say keep it simple.
Yeah. So Sonja already has her clients lined up. Okay. She's a small factory.
Yeah, we extrude.
Yeah, but expanding. Okay, she's got her clients lined up, but I want you to make contact with her nonetheless. Okay, if you're somebody that wants to import these bags, the cassava starch bags or plant-based bags, or if you're looking to be an agent in the other African countries,
absolutely,
or if you have a factory and you're like, what am I going to do with this factory?
Yes, you can chat to us if you produce plastic and you want to change your extruders to do this. Then chat to us. My business partner is a guru with this.
Yes, because
he is.
Because we're not. We just like we don't want to look at the contracts, but you know, come to them and speak to them about this and change your ways, and let's get this bag out instead of the other bags out. Before we say goodbye, the other bags don't just come in the retail bio bags. They are out there on the market in big bags, like plastic bags that you can put into your bin.
They are in refuse bags now. I found them yesterday at a popular packaging company. They're refuse bags, carrier bags, and clear flat bags, and they clearly say ECM additive, 100% biodegradable. Please
do not buy anything that says 100% biodegradable unless it's this bag, okay?
Oh, but no, that's difficult. You can't say that because there are genuine products for 100%.
I know, but maybe do the research on these bags, okay? And if you're unsure, don't buy it until
it looks like plastic. It sounds like, let's say sounds like plastic.
Because this
doesn't sound like plastic.
It's like, what does it sound like? It just sounds like latex.
It just feel like latex. It doesn't make a noise. My bag's quiet.
It's not like this.
Yeah, my bag's really quiet. Maybe that's the difference. My bag's quiet.
Yeah, the bag is quiet. Okay, other than that, you hear the rubbing, but yeah. But do your research first, because the packaging companies that have already bought this product, they've already bought this product to sell this product, and we're talking on big scale. We're talking big scale because the packaging industry is big scale. If you take Amazon, if you take eBay, what else is there? You know, the packaging industry is big. Yeah. People are going to demand their products to arrive in a certain type of packaging, and we as the consumers, And the buyers of these products have to be accountable for what we buy, and also challenge the organizations that we buy from, and also challenge the packaging companies that we buy from. I mean, can I go on? I mean, the list just goes on, right?
Absolutely. Just say no and vote with your wallet. Just say no.
Okay, so then buy the bags that say 100% biodegradable, but do your research before you do that, because, like she said, there are companies out there.
Yeah, guys, it's so difficult. I'm telling you not to buy those bags.
It's like listening to the false prophet.
Hold on, I've got one.
Okay, you use it.
Okay, I'm going to try this. Drugs is a big word.
Drugs, yeah.
Antibiotics are drugs, and so it took.
Yeah.
Crystal meth's also drugs.
Yeah, so
and so is an antibiotic.
Yes, yeah.
You get it?
Yeah. So yeah. There are always people that will take advantage of you, okay, and that are purely in it for the money. And what do we say to that? We prefer to support the earth, and we prefer to support our wildlife, and we prefer to support you as a human being, to make sure that you have a healthy and happy lifestyle, free from any poison and particles that are going to hinder you.
We don't want you getting sick.
Yeah, and also we don't want your children to get sick. Okay, this shit ends up in our water. I mean, it doesn't get more, not a happy ending, or a happy ending, close the book like that. That's where it ends up, period.
Exactly.
Yeah. So just be
just
responsible.
Think, guys. Just
what's
the word?
Be
just
responsible.
Be responsible and think twice. Don't just take the first thing that because you want that. Think about that. You're going to eat something, maybe a little chocolate bar in maybe 2-3 minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe less.
Yeah.
I just think about the packaging.
Yeah.
So just think. Just stop and think. That's what I want to do.
Yes.
Stop and think.
Yes. Stop and think, and stop and think before you buy. Okay. And drink, but or drink this cassava 1000% compostable biodegradable bag.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So what's the invite? I think we said it all.
I think
I can feel the energy's changed. We don't have any more questions.
People maybe are working at this time of day,
but they should stop.
Stop working. Listen to us.
Stop working. Be like us. Work, but then listen to us. No, seriously. So the place to find Sonja is on social media, or via her email address, or via her website. Okay.
Prime Plus Packaging.
Prime Plus Packaging. Prime, Supreme.
As in
Prime
Plus.
Like it's like
Prime Plus.
Yes,
packaging.
I mean, just can you just be sexy about the sexy cassava bags? It feels like latex, but it makes me think about all sorts of things. Because I find it so sexy. I have to, before we say goodbye, because it's already so long. I find it so sexy when people are being responsible and when we take care of things. And I find it so sexy when, we're using the right products and we're not chopping down trees and we're not poisoning animals, I really do find that quite beautiful. And that's the environment that I want to live in, with people that are
real, not fake. We don't want fake.
Yeah.
I don't want fake. I don't want fake anything. I want authentic. Let's be authentic. Let's be real.
Yeah.
And let's not do fake.
Yeah. And if you're an investor, you have lots of money, and also for me, but here, invest so that we can challenge and go beyond and overstep, jump, skip, hop, overstep, and get the brand beyond the other brands that are out there that are not aligned with the ethics.
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. Call them out.
Okay. So thank you guys so much. And thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and follow my YouTube channel, or just pop in now and then to see what I'm talking about. This has been really a very important one. And there are people all over the world. So I've just seen Israel. You've mentioned something else, I think, earlier on. The world is definitely changing. So depending on where you put your focus on, depending on where you put your money at, depending on what you choose to support, that is going to determine the outcome of things. So put your focus on the environment. Put your heart in a good place that's not driven by money or profit or gain. and get the best products out there for future generations so that they don't suffer the consequences of our actions because we were unconscious. Okay?
And if you don't really need it, don't buy it.
Don't buy anything that you didn't stop buying. Anyway,
just think twice.
Yeah, just think twice. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for watching as well. Okay, great. Where's this mouse?